Hey guys, what is going on? DG the Man here, back here with another video. And today's video is going to be my Black Friday 2020 haul. So as you guys know, Black Friday kind of gets earlier and earlier every year. Of course, first it kind of started off with just being the weekend after Thanksgiving, and then they started moving it on Thanksgiving, which a lot of people didn't like. And then they started moving it earlier on in the week of Thanksgiving. But now like this year, it's been going on like all of November. In fact, some people may argue that Black Friday deals kind of started back in mid-October because that's when Amazon had their Prime Day, because, it got moved from, what is it, normally in like June or July, got moved to mid-October because of what. And because they did that, Walmart, Target, and other retailers also did their own Prime Day. So we've been kind of sort of having Black Friday deals since mid-October. So, and guess what? I've been taking advantage of all those different deals that have been going on since mid-October. So I guess this won't be my Black Friday haul, but rather my Black Friday season haul. Let's go ahead and start off with a game, that being Assassin's Creed, the Rebel Collection on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I believe I picked this up during Best Buy's early Black Friday deal, because the thing is, they dropped their Black Friday ad like at the very end of October, and they also were like, hey, we also got some game deals out, some Black Friday deals out right now, and Assassin's Creed the Rebel Collection was on there for only $15, when normally this goes for around $20 when it's on sale, and I believe it's around $40 at full retail price. So I was like, let me go and cap that. Now, I have played both of these games, but there's one of them in particular that I wanted to replay, and it's actually not Black Flag, but I wanted to replay Assassin's Creed Rogue because it's one of my favorites in the franchise. Now, I like Black Flag fine, but there's two big things that kind of stand out about it that make me not like it as much as the rest of the games. The first thing being that you kind of know that old meme of IGN's review of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire where they said there was too much water. Well, that's kind of my thing with Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm just not a big fan of being on the boat or boat combat. It's just not a thing for me. And also, this is also when I started feeling the franchise fatigue was with Black Flag, and it started hitting really hard while I was playing it. But then Assassin's Creed Rogue came out a year later, and it brought me right back into the franchise. It revitalized my love because I guess because of the story, how you actually play as an assassin turned Templar, which I thought was really cool, and I can't wait to replay it once again. Next up we have is Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 4. Now, I ended up picking this up from Target during an early Black Friday deal, like during the first half of the month. I believe I picked it up for around $24 when this game, no, yeah, $24.99 when this game normally retails. I believe it's retailing at $49.99. So I got it for like half price, which is really, really good. I have played the original. Well, honestly, I only made it around a third of the way through the game. I got it on sale earlier this year. I got around a third of the game, and I just couldn't, the gameplay just really wasn't clicking with me. I think I made it around 10 to 12 hours in, and but I was enjoying the story, so I do plan on like probably watching the rest of the cutscenes and stuff online somewhere, but I am excited about playing the remake here and seeing what's different about it, since I did make it all the way through Midgar, so let's see what happens. So now let's go ahead and look at some manga. Now, all the manga that I'm about to show you here I got from Target. They had a buy two get one free. So in total, all the manga that I have right here was about, I think retail price would have been 100. If I bought it retail price from Target, would have been $105. But then I think the sales price, because I got the buy two get one free, brought it down from 105 down to around $77. So not the biggest amount of savings, but there's still savings. So the first book I got here is Skeleton Knight. Let me see if we get a better one. There we go. Skeleton Knight here. Now, I believe this is just kind of like, I haven't read it yet, but basically what it is about a kid, or I don't know if he's a kid or not, but it's about a guy who gets teleported to his favorite MMO RPG, and he's looks like his avatar, which happens to be a skeleton knight. And that's about all I know. I don't know what makes it stand out from other isekais, but that's what I'm excited about reading it, to find out what makes it different. Other than it being a skeleton knight. Next up we have here is Combatants Will Be Dispatched. Now, I honestly don't know too much of anything about what this story is, but what I do know is that it's from behind the same guy behind Konosuba, which is one of my favorite comedy animes of all time. Like, I would put it within like my top 3 of my favorite comedy animes. So I was like, why not? I'll check it out. And I believe this is also getting an anime too in 2021, if it doesn't get pushed back all the way to 2022. So we'll see. So I'm excited about reading this one. Next up we got here is Reincarnated as a sword, which is pretty self-explanatory title if I'm being honest. So it kind of follows this cat girl here on the cover who's an orphan. She's a slave, but one day she ends up running into this sword that happens to have a human soul inside of it, and this soul happens to be from Earth, at least our Earth, that somehow has been teleported to this other world and is reincarnated as a sword. So he's looking to get some answers of how he got, reincarnated as a sword. So it kind of follows these two. Next up we got here is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Elma Office Lady Diary. Man, that is a mouthful. Now, I absolutely loved Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It was definitely one of my favorite animes during the year that it came out, but I really haven't seen too much of it since. And I saw this on, Target's website. I was like, you know what? I'll see what Elma's been up to. So that's why I picked this one up. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show you guys this Target packaging. Thanks, Target. And then let's take a quick break from manga and let's talk about a light novel, that being The Classroom of the Elite Volume 1. And all the other books that I've shown y'all so far have also been Volume 1s of the respective franchises. Now, with Classroom of the Elite, again, was one of my favorite animes of the year when it came out, when the anime came out for it. So, but again, they haven't put out any new content since the year it came out as far as anime goes. So I was like, you know what? Why not start the light novel here? And it's kind of hard to explain what the show is about, but I'm going to do my best to give a really quick synopsis, which is that this it takes place at the school that's kind of trying to raise their students to be like the big I guess honchos, or the shakers and movers, the leaders of their country. And so, but they're kind of doing all this kind of stuff to kind of test them, and it's very interesting. And the students are kind of sort of against each other too in some respects. So I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I'm excited about reading it. So our next manga here is Suppose a Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies moved to the starter town. Now, that's pretty self-explanatory title. So again, it's about a kid who lives in this town that happens to be like right outside the last dungeon, like one of the most powerful dungeons in the world, where these really high-level monsters live there. So everybody in that town end up fighting these monsters, and so because they fight these monsters, they're all really, really powerful, including the kid. But he is the weakest of the powerful people, if you get my drift. So kind of think of him like Yamcha. Like Yamcha, everybody makes fun of him and all that, and this, that, and the third. But Yamcha is arguably planet level. You know what I mean? He's still like within the top 5 strongest humans on the planet. So yeah, so the kid ends up moving to the starter town, and everybody in his hometown is like, oh no, he's gonna get himself killed going out there to try to be an adventurer, because they don't realize that they live near the last dungeon. Because again, they live out in the boonies, so they don't really know that they live near the last dungeon, so they think he's going to get himself killed, but rather he's super overpowered. I haven't read it yet, but I'm super excited because I just love that concept, so hopefully it lives up to my expectations. Next up we got here is Tomo-chan is a Girl. So this is about, 2 childhood friends, where the guy, for the longest time, thought the girl was also a guy, but the girl kind of starts to develop feelings for the guy. But the thing is that the guy kind of just sees her as, one of the bros. So she kind of has to find a way to try to, win him over. So this is just a nice, light-hearted romantic comedy. And I kind of needed this to help balance out the sauce that I got to show you guys later on in the video. Next up we got here is My Status as an Assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. Now this is a story that takes place about a guy whose entire class is isekai'd into another world, where they're kind of, given powers, and each one of them's kind of given a role. You know how in some RPGs, like, you kind of have different classes, like sometimes you can choose to be like a thief, or, a swordsman, or a warrior. Well, in this, the main character is assigned to be an assassin, while one of his other classmates is assigned to be a hero. And our main character is kind of weary about the king, so he kind of uses his, assassin's abilities to try to figure out what's really going on here. So I haven't read any of it yet, but I'm excited to do that. And the last manga that we got from Target's Buy 2 Get 1 Free is the Transformers The Manga Volume 1. Now, I have no clue what the story is in this one. I just like the Transformers. I thought it was cool that they have a manga, and it's a hardcover, so I was like, yo, let me pick this up. So let's move from manga to figures. And the first one I want to show here is this Lemillion figure. And I picked them up from GameStop for only $5. Normally this figure goes for like $25, $26, but GameStop had like a sale going on their anime stuff. And this was also on package in their deal of the day, so I only picked him up for like $5. Now the thing is that I'm not the biggest Lemillion fan, mainly because I mean I like the character, I love the character, but he just hasn't really done that much yet in the anime. But hopefully once, you know, something particular happens, he'll start doing some more. So yeah, got this figure for only $5. Next up we got here is this Endeavor figure. Again, this would normally be priced at around $25, $26, but GameStop again was having a sale and I ended up picking them up for around $15. So again, that's really, really good. So as soon as I saw that price, I'm like, yo, let me go ahead and pick them up because, you know, this is just a really good looking figure for only 15 bucks. The next thing that I picked up from GameStop is this really cool looking Dragon Ball wallet. Now, I just saw I can't remember how much it was, but I think it was like 20 to 25 to 30% off. So I was like, yo, let me go and cop that. And even on the inside, it got little baby Goku there. Let me show you the wallet that I have now. Is this Akatsuki wallet, and it's been treating me pretty well, but I thought, you know, maybe it's time to go ahead and get a new wallet because again, I got it on sale. And so I probably won't start using it till like the new year starts. So it'll be like new year, new wallet. So before we move on, I went ahead and took the figures out of their boxes. Let me go and show them to you. First up, we got Endeavor. Let me see this. Can I get a better lighting? That's about as good as we're going to get with this lighting, okay? And over here, we got Lemillion. Get a good shot of them. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into the next pile of manga that I picked up. This particular pile I got from Right Stuf during their Yen Press sale, which was 33% off Yen Press published manga and light novels. So first off we got here is bottom tier character Tomozaki. And the main reason why I picked this up is because I just read the title and thought it was an, you know, very eye-catching title. So I decided to pick it up. I have no clue what the story is about whatsoever. It seems to be at least a little bit game related because, you know, it's called bottom tier character, has level 1 right there. So we're going to get into it and see what it's actually about here. Next up we got here is Lust Gios. Again, I don't really know too much about this one either. I just know it's about a character who, or at least where this girl here on the cover becomes extremely infatuated with the main character because something happens or something happens to her. I'm not particularly sure, but I know this probably has some sauce in it because it was wrapped up in plastic. So here we go. So next up we got here is Goblin Slayer Year 1, and we also have Goblin Slayer A Brand New Day. Now the thing is with Year 1 is pretty self-explanatory. This takes place during the first year or the beginnings of Goblin Slayer. You know, what was it like when he was first starting out becoming an adventurer? I thought that was pretty interesting, so I decided to pick it up. And Brand New Day is just, I believe, just a side story that focuses more on some of the side characters. So I love Goblin Slayer, and I just wanted to pick something up Goblin Slayer related. And they're both volume 1s of their respective. And everything in this, no, not everything, but the two that I showed you, that the Tomozaki and the Lust Gios, those are also volume 1s. And these are both volume 1s of their respective stories. Next up we got here are two manga that I'm very excited about reading, and that being Prison School Volume 4 and Prison School Volume 5. Now I absolutely love the anime to Prison School. I haven't read any of Prison School, so I was like, you know what? You know, I want to continue the story. I want to, you know, learn what happens to the rest of the characters because it kind of leaves off in a good place, but also sort of on a cliffhanger. So like, yo, let me get back into it. I believe volume 5 is where the new content begins, but it's been a while since I've seen the anime, so I thought it'd be a nice refresher to go back a few chapters before the end of the anime, just to get a refresher on what happened towards the end. And also there's a particular scene that happens in the anime that I heard goes a bit further in the manga, dealing with Hana here on the back. So you guys, if you know, you know, but if you don't know, you should probably know because it's about that sauce. It's about the sauce, guys. Next up we have here is Raw Hero, that actually happens to be from the same creator behind Prison School. And so I have almost, again, no clue what's going on in this one. I know it takes place in a place with superheroes, but other than that, I don't really know, other than, again, that it's behind the same creator. And I absolutely love Prison School, so I'm sure that I'll enjoy this book too. And the last manga that I got from the Yen Press sale at Right Stuf is Star Wars Lost Stars. I have no clue where this takes place in the timeline. I just knew it was Star Wars. I saw it was a manga. So just like with Transformers, I decided to pick it up. So that was my pile once again for all the stuff Yen Press related from Right Stuf. I believe it cost me around $80 total for all the books that I just showed you all. But that means that if I would have bought everything at retail price, that would have been around $120 something, but I got it for $80, so a good $40 in saving, not bad. The next batch of stuff I'm about to show you all comes from a Box Lunch. They had a 30% sale going on. I knew they weren't going to go any lower on Black Friday. 30% is the lowest that they're going to go. So I was like, you know what? Instead of waiting for Black Friday, let me go ahead and pick up all the stuff that I wanted from Box Lunch right now. So let's start with the small stuff and then we'll get to the bigger stuff. Starting with first, this little Megazord parking permit. You know, I thought I could use some new stuff in my car rear view mirror, so I picked this up. And I also went with this PlayStation controller air freshener. Have no clue if it smells any good. I got it just mainly because, again, I needed some new stuff in my rear view mirror in my car. The next thing I want to show y'all is this Dragon Ball watch. Now, I got a particular Dragon Ball watch last year. In fact, you can see it right here in the video. Let's see, right above my hand here, you see that little orange box. That's what holds my Dragon Ball watch. But this one's different from that one. That one is a one that has, it's black and has Kamehameha around. I'm too lazy to get up to show you all, but this one is different in the fact that it is the Dragon Radar. Look at that, ain't that cool? I really like that. It'd be cool if it made noise. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but it's still cool looking nonetheless. So the next thing that I picked up was a figure, that being Broly. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the box here. It looks really clean. Of course, that's the reason why I picked him up. Now let me go ahead and get him because he's actually got him out the box already. So here he is here in all his glory. Let me get him on this side out of the light there. Let's see, get a better look at him. I just really like his stance here, how he's just powering up. So yeah, Broly. And the last figure that I picked up is this Goku here. Again, really clean looking. So let me go ahead and show you what he looks like outside the box. And here he is in all his glory. I think this is like the biggest figure that I have. Let me get him out the light. There he is. I believe this is the stance that he has while he's fighting off with Vegeta during the Saiyan Saga, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. Or with Frieza. One or the other. I'm not 100% sure. But it's a cool stance nonetheless. And he just looks beautiful. So that was everything that I got from Box Lunch. I believe in total I spent $90. But with that... But if I would have bought everything at full retail price, that it would have been around $130, so a good $40 in savings, not bad. The next thing I'm about to show you are two figures that I picked up from GameStop, two other figures that I ended up getting from GameStop. The first one being here is this really cool looking Gohan. This lighting is just not doing him justice here. I just love him lushing out or pushing out with that Kamehameha. But the thing I don't like about him is if you even slightly touch any of these little blast lights there, they will fall off. So I'm being extremely careful with this Gohan as I am putting him down. And the other figure that I picked up is a pop figure, being this Goku that comes, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku that comes with a t-shirt. Now the only reason why I picked this up is because I really wanted the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but by himself he normally goes for like $30. But GameStop was selling this bundle package where it came with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the shirt for like $23. So I'm like, yo, let me go ahead and pick that up. And that Gohan over there, I believe I picked him up for $5 cheaper than what he normally goes for, which is roughly around $25, $26. So I saved some money there too. So let's go ahead and take a quick break from showing you guys mangas and comics, and let's go ahead and show you guys a couple of video games. One of them being Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, Spider-Man on PS4 was my favorite PlayStation 4 game, so I'm really looking forward to playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. I picked this up from Target. And I wish there was a sale on this game, but there's no sale on the PlayStation 4 version of Spider-Man, so I just picked it up at a regular retail price. So that kind of sucked, because the thing is that with the PlayStation 5 version, which normally goes for $60, I believe they dropped that down $10 to only be $50. So I wish they would have dropped the PS4 version down $10, but they didn't, so whatever. And next up we got here is Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. I picked this up from Best Buy for only $20 when this retails for $40. And I've never played any of the Spyro games when I was younger. I did have a demo disc that had a demo of one of the games on it, but other than that, I never actually played the game, so I'm excited about getting into this trilogy and having a good old time. So I've come to a realization that this video is going to be way too long if I continue to show you guys all the stuff that I got. So I'm going to end the video here, and I'm going to be making a part 2 of my haul. So please be keeping an eye out for that. So if you guys like this video, like the video. And if you like me, subscribe to me. And as always, this is DDG the Man, and I'll catch y'all next time.